You're listening to the Bored to Death Bingecast, talking TV shows and movies in easily digestible chunks.
Welcome back to Bingecast, everyone. Sam, along with
Chris.
Okay, both of them combined have become a mutant.
All powers combined.
Fusion!
Ha!
Oh, God. I don't even want to imagine what that would look like.
Well,
Most likely it would be the worst version of the two.
So we get the fat one again?
The fat turd one again?
That's a fat one again. I was like, no, it'd be the ultra anemic one. The really, really skinny. Just goes.
Oh my God, we're gonna cook. No! Part of you's dead, Zeke!
I've got this guy. What? Who said that? Splash. Throw. That's how cook, right, guys?
Burn.
Fire!
Wow, we're totally doing this Horrorcast thing right, aren't we?
Yes.
Well, have you seen my cooking?
No.
That is pretty frightening.
It is.
So, anyways, we're doing Train to Busan.
That is exactly what we're doing, and this was the original
Yes.
before the Soul Station,
Yes.
right? But then Soul Station is after to be the start.
Well,
of Train.
I looked that up on IMDb, and somebody said that Soul Station was released after because apparently animated films in South Korea do not do that well.
I can see why.
Well, I mean, yeah, like I said, they're not really known for animation quality or story or really anything. Live action, on the other hand, really good.
All right, well, that's something we're going to look forward to. This one came out in 2016. Again, of course, it's a Korean horror. Actually, it says crime thriller. That's interesting.
Yeah, I'm not. I can't remember if there was any form of crime in it or not, but
That really throws me off. It's like I can understand the action and maybe the thriller, but horror's not even on here. So this ain't even fit to be on Horrorcast.
okay, well, thriller subgenre of horror, whatever.
Wait, why did you buy this again when it was on Netflix for free?
Because I don't have Netflix on my phone, I have Vudu, and guess what I use at work?
Doo-doo.
Doo-doo?
Yep.
You got your doo-doo there.
Yep. All right, so
that's it. We're just doing that and going in. Well, what's this one about?
a Train to Busan, it's like snakes on a plane, zombies on a train.
So,
And-
takes place in Korea. And there's a train that goes from point
Yeah,
A
that's great. I actually want to hear
to
this.
point B. And somewhere between point A and point B, a zombie attack happens. But it's not only inside the train, it's outside the train. So the survivors need to make it from that point A to point B
So they can spread it?
without being killed by the zombies. And then from point B to the safety zone. So that way they can be saved and not shot to death.
He had air quotes in there, guys.
Yes.
We don't know
Scary
why.
air quotes.
But that would be it. I would say the one thing, since I've seen this and it's not a spoiler, I would say one thing about this: the zombies look freaking awesome.
That they do.
Oh.
Like I said, I don't know.
94% are touch monitor.
I don't trust that thing.
Oh,
Even though
what?
it is good. This is good, but they rated the freaking first one higher than this.
The prequel.
The prequel is better. Bullshit.
So I looked that up on IMDb for Soul Station. It's got a 6.1 out of 10 on IMDb.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
But what does this have in IMDb?
First off, I'm not even going to bother correcting you. Second off, I haven't looked yet. I'll look it up while we're watching the movie.
Okay, so when we get back, we'll correct myself and tell you the ratings of this before we do a cast.
We'll see you guys after the binge.
Thank you for listening to the Bored to Death Bingecast. Be sure to like, follow, comment, and subscribe, and check us out on social media on Facebook and Twitter at BTD_Bingecast. You can also reach us via email at binge.cast@outlook.com. We are proud to be a part of the CKCC Radio family of podcasts, available through your podcast streaming service of choice. Be sure to check out the rest of the CKCC Radio family: Real Paranormal Talk, Motivational Moves, The Stupid Sexy Podcast, Talking Tracks, Club Kayfabe Wrestle Talk, J Bunny's Music Hub, The Race Nerd Podcast, and CKCC Radio's flagship show, The Nerd Table. And And now, the binge is done, so let's get to the discussion.
And we're back. Oh, that was quite a movie. I liked it, but there's portions that kind of pissed me off. But
only portions? I'm pretty sure you were rooting for some deaths halfway through the movie, going die, 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 die.
no, I just want him to get the shit knocked out of him more than once.
Okay, do you want to go into detail as to why you're saying this? So that way
Why start the middle of the movie so we can go to from the middle to the end and then start at the beginning when we're trying to wrap up, right?
Proper zombie movie always starts at the middle and then explains the origin story.
Well,
yes.
That's just a piss poor way to do it.
Alright, so anyways,
what?
We just got done watching the movie.
No.
You said what you thought.
I'm just looking at you for a response.
No, a response of what?
I don't know.
Well, okay, so me and Zeke already saw the film.
Yeah.
Before this. This was your first time viewing it, so you liked it.
Even the second time,
okay,
it was so good.
You thought it was a good film? Would you say of the Korean zombie films that you've seen?
All two of them.
How many is that?
So we're counting Seoul Station as just being one movie with Train to Busan?
Ugh. I wouldn't lump those together to drop down the overall score.
But anyway, so which one would you say was the better one? #Alive or Train to Busan?
#Alive itself, they're very different movies. One's more action oriented. The other one's more
comical from my aspect.
That wasn't the same movie.
You're thinking of Long Cut of the Dead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you weren't here for the #Alive. But that was more of a just literally trying to stay alive as long as it's like a survival movie.
Yeah.
This was literally shit done hit the fan. We gotta go. Can't stop here. Let's keep going. Kind of movie when it comes to zombies. Like if people got into a car, they had to stop for here, ran out of gas, and continue on to this. There was so many people. Yeah, I was expecting a lot of them to die, but for as many who did die, I didn't expect that many to die.
You also weren't expecting certain people to die also.
No, I mean, I expected, like, you've got the hero, and then you've got someone that conflicts with the protagonist and all that stuff. And you know, they come back around, they come friends. All the things in the movie had its purpose. It came back around to the story. The lead's mom, the video he watched of his daughter picks up at the end. All the different things, like calls back and forth.
I only have
all
one
of them
question.
made sense.
Why a Hawaiian song?
Why her what?
Hawaiian. Because the end of the song was Aloha Oi.
Yeah.
I'm like, what class does Hawaiian?
Geography.
Not possibly.
I mean, it's probably one of those things of like, because I know that in like a lot of Asian cultures, like I know in the Philippines is one, but I'm not sure about any of the other ones. But they love a lot of Eastern culture, like movies, music, etc., etc., etc. Like when I was in the Philippines, I heard John Lennon's "Imagine" being played at one point in time while I was there. I was like, I was not expecting to hear this song all the way over here.
Music travels far.
Yeah, it does. So I know that over there they love a lot of like American-made movies, music, etc., etc., etc. Much like how over here we love a lot of like Asian movies, anime, whatever, you know.
Culture.
The culture, yeah, exactly. Like, who doesn't love samurai films, for instance? Right?
I don't think I've ever seen a proper samurai film.
Well, there was the only one I can think of was the one with Tom Cruise in it.
Last Samurai?
Yeah, that was a good one.
But, so I'm thinking that that was probably a song that she probably liked and wanted to sing it for that class, that music class. Like her teacher probably said, "Which song would you like to sing?" She said, "Oh, I want to sing this song." And all she really had to do was or they probably just translated it into Korean for her, so that way she could sing it in their language. Because I know that some bands do that in terms of
Well,
music.
they picked the song because it made sense at the end.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they definitely says that.
Until-
Oh, yeah, it
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
made sense at the end. Like if you really pay attention to the lyrics, part of the lyrics was, like I'll see you again. So when you see that, especially after you see what happens, the lyrics do make sense for it. Plus, she was essentially singing that for her dad. Like, that was the reason why she also picked the song out, was because she wanted to sing it for him. But he's apparently like one of those like busy business type guys or whatever, who doesn't really spend a whole lot of time with his kid or his family or whatever. That's why his wife left him. And then the only way he was able to see her actually sing the song was on a recording that I think his mom recorded.
Yes.
Yeah, she was there and recorded it.
Yeah.
And said, "Here, you can watch this when you can." She left the bedroom. I think.
And he was also trying to be nice to his daughter by buying her a Nintendo Wii. A Wii U, sorry. And when she unwraps it, she just kind of just sits there and looks at it. He goes, "What's wrong? Don't you like it?" And then he looks on over right by her TV.
No, where she looked up at it.
Oh yeah, she looks up at it and she already had one.
It
was the same color too.
I don't think it's being nice. I just think it was because, remember, he asked his, I guess, secretary or his analyst, what do kids like nowadays? And like, Nintendo!
You know what's the worst part about that is? This movie was released in 2016. The system was discontinued a year later. A year later, also, the Switch came out. This system was already dead.
But it belongs in a zombie movie then.
I mean, it's like in Zombieland 2. There was a line in the film where the one chick, the pretty and pink chick, she's talking about she's like, "Oh, I have this idea of strangers picking strangers up in a car and being paid to do it," and she's basically using the idea of Uber. Well, because of when the first movie came out, Uber didn't exist. And in the Zombieland universe, Zombieland still does not exist. So this means the Switch never existed in the world of Train to Busan.
My brain just went somewhere completely different. Because the only thing I know about that movie is that she's a fucking whore.
And what?
Zombieland 2.
Because the only thing I see in that movie is, I'm either going to do it with you or the old man. It's like,
No, she was just declaring she's horny.
yeah. Okay, not a whore, but
First time she's seen a man in a while.
Whore. There are 2 guys in that house.
I said not a whore. I retract the statement. But when I'm hearing the
Have
words,
you seen the movie?
I have not. When I'm hearing the
I
words,
know what we're watching next week.
I've already seen it.
when I heard the words, she is going to pick up people. People are going to pick her up and to get paid to do it. I'm like, so she's making bang boat?
No. Like I said, the way that she was going about describing the whole thing was Uber. But anyways, back to Train to Busan.
Danny missed that whole part.
Yeah.
Where she was literally saying people are going to pay other people to take them places in their own personal vehicle.
See, that makes sense, but when you said do it, my brain went that way.
Well, your brain went in a completely different direction.
Yes.
So, if there's a toilet anywhere near his brain, that's where it's going.
That's why I live
down
here.
Whoosh. Well, anyway, so in the movie, they don't really explain what started the infection. I mean, if you go back to like the original Night of the Living Dead, you really need to pay attention for this one. But they said a satellite that Earth sent out to like Venus or whatever somehow made a U-turn, came back to Venus, was infected with something or whatever, crashed back onto Earth, and that's what started the infection. For this one, no explanation,
Wasn't
no
that
real
the theory in the movie?
Yeah,
that it wasn't really confirmed that that's what happened.
Essentially, it's been a while since I've seen the original.
Well, and also, if it has to do with satellites, don't you think that's a government cover-up?
Yeah,
I thought the origin was explained when the deal got hit.
Yeah, when the
there was a small leak and they were spraying down vehicles.
Well, the guy had livestock too, so they were probably trying to prevent the whatever it is to infect his livestock. Because he said it was his boars.
Plus, if you remember, Soul Station does take place the day before, and like the beginning obviously takes place afterwards, because they're already talking about like quarantine and everything, and the guys are spraying the vehicle down. So they're probably trying to like stop the spread of the infection because they don't really know what started the infection.
But the fact that we know that animals can carry it.
Yeah. So.
Oh look, Bambi! Oh God, Bambi!
No, that shit. That was some damn good graphics. It didn't look rubbery or anything. That's.
Are we talking? We're talking about
the deer.
The zombie deer at the beginning. That was what.
And then the contortion of a couple of the people in the movie were pretty damn good.
Yeah, apparently Asian zombies are contortionists.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas white zombies aren't. They just
they're pretty damn stiff.
Yeah.
Them white stiffs.
Asian zombies won. White zombies are lazy. Slow walk forward.
Not the more recent American ones. Dawn of the Dead. They were runners in that, and the first two.
They were fucking sprinters.
Oh,
they weren't runners. It's like they were going on a decathlon. Not decathlon. Decathlon's like different things.
No, I was just trying to. I was trying to help you out there. You were talking about marathon runners.
Yeah, they go off like they're damn marathon runners.
But yeah, the zombie deer. That was when I first watched the movie. The zombie deer came up. I was like, oh, this is different. You have my attention now. And then it's like the first night, like when the guy has his daughter, and they're driving to the train station, and he's about ready to cross the intersection. Fire truck and like a few other like emergency vehicles come flying past them.
About like 8 of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A few more come flying right past them, and while this is happening, his daughter looks out the window and sees like ashes, like snowing from outside.
There was a nearby building that was on fire like that.
Yeah, but it was like kind of like
30th or 40th floor or some shit.
Some shit like that. She like reaches out, grabs one, crushes it, and yeah, it's ash. So that's like your first sign.
I like the subtleties to it. Not a lot of movies put a whole lot of subtleties to the different things that are going to be going on or how it's going.
That's one of the reasons when I heard the prequel was made. I'm like, oh, it's going to explain some of the things that happened during this movie. Nope.
Well, I don't know what they're planning on, what the plan is with, or what they did with Peninsula, but I was reading up on it saying that it takes place 4 years after Train to Busan.
Oh, so it's 8 weeks later.
But it's literally supposed to be one of those like in-universe movies. That's coming out on the 27th of this month. But yeah, like I like how like in the train station after they all get on the train, and yeah, you like the first infected person that runs in. They're not a zombie yet, but they're infected. Runs past like the dude working.
The guy has one job
to make sure that nobody sneaks on the the train.
That's the next movie.
No,
Well, we're not allowed to watch Flight of the Living Dead?
No, he wants to watch another one.
I Flight of the Living Dead. Come on, we had planes, trains, and automobiles. We have to find one about zombies next.
Okay, so about zombies?
Zombies?
Okay, I don't know. Let's see which one of the... Oh, we already watched like 4 of those.
I mean, was it zombies and cars?
I mean, all of the other ones, those are considered the on-foot movies.
So the third Resident Evil movie?
Oh.
That should not be speak of.
That was the last good sequel.
That was the Mad Max one.
Yes.
That doesn't make it a good one.
And you touch anything to Mad Max and he likes it.
Almost. But anyways...
He's for Monster Hunter.
But I haven't seen that one yet.
It's not out yet.
Oh, he's like, yet.
I don't know if I want to. I haven't played the games. Whatever.
He says that because it's with the same director.
And the same
Actress of Mila
Jovovich.
Yeah.
I prefer to think of her from Fifth Element and Fifth Element only, and that one episode of Married with Children.
Oh, you mean Fifth Element only, and then the 9 Resident Evils?
Yeah. And Ultraviolet. But anyways, no, I like how like the little girl, like she's got a window seat. Somebody gets tackled by a zombie, and she doesn't see it. She's like, it's like boom, and then she looks on over, and doesn't see anything because the train is slowly moving, but you still see somebody get tackled by a zombie. And at one point in time, like they like look up the stairs in the train station. There's a crowd up there. You don't really see what they're looking at. Are they looking at a zombie, or are they looking?
They're looking at someone turning, probably.
Most likely, that's what it is, and they're all probably just sitting there with their phones going.
Well, they
"Ooh."
had like 3 or 4 people had their phones up.
Well, yeah. What else would you do in a moment like this? Like,
Oh,
ha
get the fuck out!
You're twitching. I'm out. I know. I'm
Like,
fat. I'm slow.
You better say help. Someone's got to help him. He's having a seizure. It's like, I ain't no paramedic. I'm out. I've seen enough zombie movies to know when I'm not going to be around.
That's what I said about the guy in Florida, the bath salt guy, the one who ate the homeless guy's face, and the cops shot him like 8 times in his torso, tased him, and nothing really put him down. And I'm like, if I was one of those cops, I'd have just gone straight for the head at that point. Fuck the paperwork.
Feel bad about what happened when the last time I was on a cruise. We were at, I think it was St. Thomas, right. And we were all. It's where you go to the stops and you dick around for a couple hours in the area, and then you come back before the boat leaves you. So coming back, I think this is when Nami and I went, and coming back, there's a crowd of people and a guy on the ground looked like he was having a seizure, and I went, nope. She goes, oh, is he all right? I think we should go check. I'm like, we're getting on the boat. We're getting on the fucking boat, and we're gonna check anybody we see for fucking bite marks. We're gonna get the fuck out. We're gonna get in our room. We're gonna lock the door. We're gonna order room service.
Ooh! I have to go look and see if there's a zombie movie about zombies on a boat.
Yes.
Oh my god. The Boat of the Dead.
What?
I just made that up.
You made that up, but there's very
but,
much.
But no, like
I have Flight of the Living Dead.
No, like I gotta ask you this.
I'm just gonna go find it.
Which character was your favorite one? Because for me, it was the MMA guy who was like wrapped all the leather and shit around his arms and just started punching zombies.
Oh, you mean the resident badass?
Yes.
Well,
the one who started off as an asshole, like you didn't want to like him, but then you started to like him.
He creeped me out because I thought he had like a weird pee fetish where he's just like standing outside the bathroom forever.
And he's like, "There's 2 people in here going to the bathroom," and you're like, "Why are there 2 people in there?" And then his pregnant wife walks out.
I thought he was just like just listening to the pee. It's like one of those guys just gonna stand outside the restroom and wait for the pee. And then he goes into the bathroom after them, and then it's just weird.
My queen!
I
don't remember what I was
Golden
about to say.
All right, Zeke, what were you going to say?
I don't remember what I was about to say.
Ah, damn.
Because he got so excited, he's like, oh boy, it's zombies on a boat.
I just want to watch a zombie on everything. Is there a zombie in space?
Not that
I mean, they had that in Call of Duty.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we don't talk about that shit.
Well, you don't like
no.
The biannual zombie mode?
No.
Where that's literally the only thing that they have going for them anymore because their story just circles the drain.
I remember one thing from that, and that's the only thing I remember. They were finding the asteroids to make the hidden soundtrack go off, and it was like this kind of cool death metal song. I'm like, okay, cool. As zombies rain from above, I'm like, oh shit!
Speaking of which,
were you on? Did you play that level?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was the very first game where you had to walk around and collect the asteroids. It was
the very first game.
It was a hidden Easter egg.
I was about to say,
where you gotta
War
collect
was
that.
The first one with zombies.
You collected that and played what sounded like a metal chick song, or Eminem.
Are you talking about one of the Black Ops games? Because World at War was the first one with zombies.
Possibly it was Black Ops then. No, because I remember being one of the very first games that came out though.
Yeah, you go ahead and look that up.
So anyway,
because remember, there's been about 15 Call of Duties out,
and like
one a year.
Yeah,
and all of them have been on at least one generation, except for the most recent.
By the way, did you feel like they turned too quickly, the zombies?
It was very sporadic on how fast they would turn. Like, if they got bit in the neck, they'd turn almost instantly. If they
the
got
one
bit
dude
in the
that
leg,
got bit on the face.
face, he turned like instantaneously. I think it has to do with something to do
how
getting to the brain.
how close it is to the brain. Like the first person that you saw infected was bitten on like the ankle. I think it was. It was like pretty low on the leg.
I think it was somewhere like the calf or the thigh.
But yeah, they were, you know, I think they were trying to hide it. They're trying to like tie the leg off.
She was trying to tie off the infection, but if you knew you were going to turn and you've witnessed it, why risk everybody else?
I think that's what she was trying to do. Was she was trying to essentially save hope that
jumped onto the train
and went right past the damn train. I think it was the person who checks for tickets and whatever. I might be wrong about that. But yeah, ran right past him, hid in the bathroom. Was sitting there going, I'm sorry, and trying to tie it off.
Don't think she was in the bathroom.
No, she was. But then
because it was the throw off when the guy was like, "Oh yeah, he's in the bathroom." I was like, "Don't you mean she?" And then he knocks on the thing, and it was the homeless man in there. They're dead. They're dead. They're all dead. They're dead. They're dying. They're dead.
Yeah. So he obviously saw something. I gotta ask you this one though. What was your least favorite moment of the movie?
The fucking least favorite was the multiple times that asshole stayed alive. Not the homeless man, but the guy.
Yeah, the business guy.
The COO.
Yeah, the one who was like, after the survivors, after they got done
Zeke,
rescuing.
You have your hand raised.
Zombies, Black Ops.
Yeah, Black Ops 1.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. It wasn't the first one with zombies, because I know the first one with zombies, I think it was just like one map.
It was.
And it was inside a house.
But, yeah, like he was always pushing people. The fucking conductor, who was only trying to help everyone, and he goes to rescue the guy from a bunch of zombies.
And he yanks him in front of him.
Yeah.
You saw that he reached his hand out and he pulled him down in front of himself. Asshole.
Only for him to get bitten too.
He was already bit at the time. He just pulled him down with him.
See, I wonder if it was bitten or scratch.
It was a bite.
Well, I don't think we saw a whole lot of scratching in this one.
That's why I'm wondering, because the movie I shall not mention,
Soul Station.
Said not mention it. The girl turned zombie via a scratch mark.
Yeah, because that was when she was hanging from the freaking telephone wire.
So, in theory, that movie is a prequel. Then it should carry over well, because you don't see a bite mark on him anywhere, but we don't see a scratch mark either. So,
he's also wearing a full suit. It would either be on his hands or his hands or his ankle.
It was probably his ankle that he got bit on. I mean, granted, yeah, we don't really see that, but like the camera wasn't really focusing on his
and
lower
he turned
half.
The slowest too. He was like partially turned and still talked.
There's a moral of the story. If you walk into a zombie that's not acting like a zombie, don't let it know it's a zombie.
Because
that happens.
Hey, you're not a zombie. What do you mean I'm not a zombie?
Yeah, like he's sitting there like, can you take me to my mom's house? She lives here in Busan, and the dad's like, you're kind of infected there, pal. He looks at his hands, looks back up, and he's all after that because these are the hissing zombies.
He said no like a couple dozen times.
Yeah, and then struggle ensues and things happen and they throw him off. Well, he gets thrown off by the dad.
Took him too damn long though. So that's what bothered me. It's like, okay, so I understand we're not going to have 24 survivors, 20 some odd survivors, half a dozen survivors. But I mean, you already dwindled that shit down real hard. And then having someone that had a redemption, there was a redemption arc for him, and then you're like, oh, well, there he goes.
It's like, all right, buddy, bye. Sorry, you're not going to see the sequel. But they've already confirmed that nobody from this movie is going to be in Peninsula, so whatever.
Oh, that's a lame thing. You should have the girl in there.
I was thinking that. I was like,
it's 4 years later.
So?
No, I mean it's 4 years later.
I mean, I can understand not having the girl, but maybe like a older,
Well, not the
slightly
same-
older.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I mean,
they
the
don't
same
have that?
person.
Because
Not
at
the
least
same.
28 weeks later, I think still had the same cast.
I haven't seen that movie.
Why?
I don't know why. I've been wanting to see it. I've been meaning to watch it. I just have never gotten the chance to actually watch it. I've already seen the first one. I already know how that one is. All right. So, anyways, Zeke, what was your least favorite moment of the movie?
I don't think I have one.
Really?
Yeah.
You liked it too much?
Yeah. I was sitting here and
Your
watching.
least favorite is that they made an animated prequel.
Yeah, that does not exist.
His least favorite did not exist.
Like literally, this was perfect by itself. I really hope that they keep to the same pace in the next one. I mean, expand it a little bit if you want, but at least tell a story I'm going to get behind. Because every character they had, you having feelings for every character, in my opinion, in this movie.
Yeah.
Even the douchebag that you like I said at the beginning when we watched the movie, and I agree with Chris. The boxing guy, I'm like, dude, that dude's a dick. And then
I never got that from him. I just thought he was a creeper at first,
Well,
and then once I was like, "Oh, it's his wife," and he's just being protective of his wife.
Well, remember when he was asking the little girl, like, "Oh, what does your dad do?" And she said, "Oh, he's this," and he goes, "Oh, so he's a bloodsucker."
He's a financial accountant.
And he goes, "Oh, so he's a bloodsucker, huh?" And then his wife punches him for it.
Well, he ain't wrong.
He's like,
"What?" We're all thinking it. So she said. But I mean, like literally, it had you care about every character in here. The ones
everyone that was pseudo main character.
Everyone that you didn't care for, you wanted to see have something happen to them, and technically it does.
Yeah, if you want,
Khan was a bitch. Don't fuck with it during a zombie fight.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and wrap your hands up too, not just your arms.
Yeah, I never understood that. They didn't wrap their hands.
They probably didn't have enough.
Well, I mean, in all honesty, you need your fingers to close the doors to get inside the door.
But I'm talking about like how like
the palms and shit.
Yeah, like for instance, for like how Triple H wrapped his hands up before a match, like how they're like layered in freaking like tape.
Yeah,
kind of like that.
I will say that my favorite part has to be the actual when they're all thinking they're safe and like, oh, we're at this military safe zone, yay! When the train stops and they're all getting off and they go down the escalator, and as they're going down, the boxer guy looks at the shield and you see the wall of military people
at the very bottom of the escalator of the staircase,
and then they just turn around and just go ballistic and like, oh shit!
God, yeah. You see like a couple of times in this movie, zombie tidal wave, where it's like they're running so fast that they trip over each other and form essentially like an avalanche type moment where they keep going, but they're like tumbling over each other.
I think the first time I watched this, I was expecting the dad to live, the boxer to live,
the people that you think are going to live end up not living.
Yeah, I was expecting 4 people because like I didn't expect the kids in the baseball team to win
to live as far as
he didn't want him to win.
I didn't want him to win. I didn't expect the guy who's like the caboose person. Like, yeah, we go ahead and go now, guys.
That's the conductor.
No, the conductor's the one who drives it.
He's talking about the guy in the blue blazer.
Oh yeah.
I didn't expect him to live. I definitely expect the CEO dude to die faster.
No, much like we mentioned about Triple H, he's the COO.
COO. But like I said, I really just think I thought the daughter, the pregnant wife, the boxer, and the...
What would you have done if the pregnant lady died? Like if she had gotten...
Depending on how.
Like let's say...
Honestly, I thought she was bitten or scratched or something by the way she was shambling over to her husband.
I really thought the movie was going to end up getting sniped in the head.
You know what? I thought the same thing too.
I did.
When the first time I watched it, I was like, no, they are not going to do what I think it is. And then when the little girl started singing that song,
you're like, oh, thank God.
I was like, oh, Jesus Christ.
She was probably already singing the song.
No, you would have heard it because of the echo.
I thought that they just had to get closer so we could start hearing the echo.
Probably, but
Because that was a long ass tunnel. She could have been singing it as she went in to not be scared of the dark.
I just want to know what CEO of the military goes, okay, cool. We have people walking down. Check see if they're infected through a dark tunnel.
well, he couldn't see. He could tell that. Well,
Because of the way they're walking.
yeah,
Okay.
If they're like shambling or jittering around,
It's
like,
like-
oh yeah, take the shot.
it's like, again, if you go back to the original Night of the Living Dead, the end of the film when Ben is walking around or essentially stumbling through the house because there's bodies everywhere, and he's stumbling, and then you see a mob of white folks because this movie came out in the 60s.
Also the South.
Yes. They're like, oh, I see one in the house right now. All right, shoot him right between the eyes. And that's exactly what happened. Because the movie was supposed to essentially reflect on what was going on in the country at that point in time. Hence the reason why it was a white mob. And the lone survivor of that movie was a black guy until that part happened.
That's the original.
Yeah, that's the original black and white.
Because in the remake,
it was Tony Todd, and
his eyes were...
No, he got turned into a zombie. Because he died in the basement.
Because he died in the basement.
Remember, he got wounded, and he went into the basement, locked himself in there. He was bleeding, and he must have died overnight because when they went to... Or when she went back with the...
because they didn't want to have the whole racial context to it.
Yeah, well, I
Yet
mean...
they still had some...
I mean, they...
Because they were hanging zombies, and they were doing zombie bonfires
Yes.
and shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what was
So they
going...
still kept the tension... The tension of the first one, they just didn't have it as him surviving.
Yes.
And just getting cold-blooded killed.
Yes. So like I honestly thought that it was going to be like the original Night of the Living Dead, but without the racial part. And but because of the way the movie ended, I was like, all right, that's a good ending. I like, you know, the daughter and the pregnant lady survive. Because I think that if either one of them had been killed in the movie, I would have been like, done. Like me watching Dark of the Moon, if they killed Bumblebee off in that film, I would have just gotten up out of that movie theater and be like, I'm done with these movies now.
They're not going to kill their cash cow.
Well, I mean, they've killed Optimus how many times?
You cannot keep a good bot down.
Nope. So, anyways, so you guys obviously like the movie. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I'm looking forward to Peninsula. I know it doesn't really... I know it doesn't have... apparently, it doesn't have a very good rating on either IMDb or...
With the description it has, I'm like,
I can't remember what the description was. What was it? A soldier and his team battle hordes of post-apocalyptic zombies in the wastelands of the Korean Peninsula.
Good, we're playing Gears of War, the Zombie Edition.
Gears of War, that's Call of Duty Zombies.
But
I'm going Gears of War, Zombie Edition.
That's basically what
Soldier and his team.
Okay, fine.
I mean...
I'm wondering how these people saw the movie away.
Probably people in Korea. Most likely that's what it is.
Well, have either of you seen the magnificent movie based off of a video game that has zombies to do with it in a house, possibly?
House of the Dead? Yes.
Have you seen that atrocity?
The sequel or the movie itself?
Both. I've seen them both.
Yes, the sequel was better. I will say that. It was
not
by much, but it was still better.
Well, it wasn't by Uwe Boll, though.
That's why it was better.
You just eat the mic while you say that?
No.
You didn't know when people listen to, like, podcasts, they use headphones or they have some kind of balancing when people do podcasts? We don't have that kind of thing.
I know, I just had to make an adjustment. But... What?
We're just going to kick you off of control duty. From now on, one of us are going to sit there, and you're going to sit on the opposite side, so you're nowhere near
where you belong.
Nowhere near, because you want to turn off the mic fast. You want to get close to the mic. You want to give a bad introduction.
Yeah, I go off script, the non-existent script.
Well, one, you're very antsy, and if we say, yeah, don't do that, you are the first thing in your mind is to, I'm gonna child the shit out of this, and I'm gonna do exactly what you told me not to do.
Well, we're going to take care of this behind the scenes. What else about the movie? I think we're good about the movie.
I don't know. You guys kind of went off on Call of Duty Zombies for a little bit.
Look at the picture!
It's literally about the thing right there. That wasn't going off the rails.
Oh, for Peninsula?
Yeah.
I don't really know a whole lot
Call of
about
Duty
it because
Zombies was earlier.
I was reading up on it saying that if you're a fan of the original of Train to Busan, then yes, you will like this. But if you just go into it not knowing what the hell is going on, then it's gonna be a pretty
It's a
bad
zombie
movie.
apocalypse. What do you need to know? It's in Korea. Okay.
So that it? Anything else anybody wants to bring up? We already did the zombie deer who we wanted to see dead, who we're glad didn't die.
I think it's it.
This is a good movie.
Good movie. Watch it.
This is a good one.
Definitely check it out. Probably one of the better zombie films that I've seen in recent years.
Definitely in the past handful of years, like 5 or so, but honestly I haven't seen a whole lot of them since the zombie boom ended.
Yeah. What do you mean? It's already again. It's called 2020.
Did you know that there's 2 movies out there called Corona Zombies?
And we're done. Chris?
Sam?
Zeke?
And we'll see you next time. Bye. Next time. Bye. Next time. Bye. Next time. Bye. Next time. Bye.